Yo, we here. We here. Larrance Dopson,
What up, y'all?
Tommy Brown.
It's good. How you feeling?
Man, we here. I'm excited to. We're excited to have this conversation with y'all. Have y'all on the podcast. Super Bowl week in LA. What y'all up to? I know you moving around a little bit. What's going on?
Yeah, Super Bowl weekend. It's championship. We got the championship to win.
Yeah.
Lots a bunch of stuff going on. It's super exciting just because this don't happen every day for the city. So, everybody coming out celebrating, showing community, and turning the fuck up. Can I curse on here?
Yeah.
All right.
I seen the Academy produce some of the commercials, right? Like some music.
Yeah, shout out to the NFL. We got a great partnership with the NFL and the Rams, and we had the opportunity to actually be on the Super Bowl commercial that y'all gonna see. And two of the commercials are students created the beats. Yep, so super exciting.
Wait, it's LA in the Super Bowl in LA?
Yeah.
Do that happen?
Never.
This
Very
is
rare.
the second year in a row. Last year was in Tampa, and Tampa made it. Now LA, the Rams have made it. Yeah.
I just want to see a ring in person.
For real.
You seen a lot of. You got a lot of plaques.
Yeah, got a lot of plaques. I actually got one of the rings right here, one of the 7 rings.
What?
7 rings.
Oh yeah, tell him about the 7 rings. He got to tell you about the 7 rings.
Oh, well, when we went and did the song with Ari, 7 Rings, she really went over to Tiffany's, and she said she was having breakfast at Tiffany's, and that's how the song started. And she went and got everybody rings so that we was all united in what we was doing. So,
Wow.
How is that? Rance, both of you guys can speak to this. Being united in purpose, being aligned in purpose with the people that you share energy with, do business with, right?
Mm-hmm.
Collaborate. This is a very collaborative business. All businesses are collaborative, but the art medium, I don't think there's any more of a collaborative business other than sports. So, as Tommy just says, like, hey, Ari went to, grab us all rings about this song, and we're aligned in purpose, and we, speak to being aligned in your purpose with the people that you're sharing that energy with, but also what about your own singular alignment?
Man, I think being aligned is everything, and I think that's why I'm so happy to be here, especially with Rance, because I think both of us be aligned in the same way. Like, we make sure we take care of our teams and we put our people in position to kind of do what they need to do, and we also educate. We educate the people around us so that when you venture into the business, you're not venturing in blindly and making some of the same mistakes that we made or some of our mentors made. So passing the knowledge is everything.
That's fire. Nah, he's right. I feel like God got certain people here to where we got a responsibility to speak a language that the world understands to where you can get to your higher self. So even when Ariana did that with Tommy and the people that wrote that song, that was just a leader understanding that it's about putting the Power Rangers together to really, to speak to the people that need it the most, that need the help. So I love it.
Yeah, speaking about Power Rangers, I was over at the Academy one time and met the person who created the Power Rangers when I was over there with Rance.
It's crazy.
Yeah, crazy. Cool.
Yeah, I think I've gotten the chance to spend some good time over at the Academy, and I want to dive into that for people who don't, outside of LA, people who may not be in music, to understand like the vision and what you're building over at the Academy, because it's a one of a kind. It's so special, and it's such a huge thing that needs to be celebrated and talked about, now and in years to come. So if you can just kind of talk about, a little bit of that vision, where it came from, and what you are doing over there in Inglewood.
1500 Sound Academy is it's not like your average school. Me and my partner, James Fowler, we really created a curriculum off of dealing with all the assholes in the music business. So for years, we was just writing down things that we didn't want everybody else to go through. And we just kept having bigger dreams, and we just never stopped. and we have a 35,000 square foot facility where it's like the X-Men school for the best creatives in the world. We're teaching everything from how to make hits, production, songwriting, emotional intelligence, coding from JavaScript, HTML to C++. We're teaching venture capitalists and how to be a family office, to where we're teaching how to get your evaluation up to hundreds of millions through perception, how to it's just all type of crazy things. Where it's also going to be the first NFT school, physical school, to where you're actually learning everything about the metaverse, everything about Web3 and smart contracts and stuff like that. So super exciting. It's basically a place where we're teaching everyone how to be unemployable, to where the only thing you can do is license our thoughts.
Sounds like I'm signing up.
No, you're there, bro. Let's be clear.
You're very unemployable.
Yeah,
Very, very.
No, you're not.
Let's be
you're not
clear.
taking a job.
I don't know. I don't think so.
But you talked about something that, I mean, you touched on something that I feel like we as a people, a community, we don't do a lot, and that's where you're taking everything that you've learned and you're pouring it back into people. And I think that's one of the things that plague us, is that we're so guarded with the knowledge we have and the opportunities we have. You know, like what made you feel like that earnest and that you know, to be like, you know, I gotta pour into other people, you know what I mean?
Secret is giving. Like you can't, you just have to give and not think about yourself. Like that's what us humans, it's hard for us to do because we're trained to be takers. But the secret is, if you're a giver, you'll make way more money, make way more people more money, and you'll be happier. You know what I mean? So, and one rich guy told me, if you want to be rich and happy, make somebody else rich and happy. So I wake up every day thinking about how much money I can make all of my friends. Then I just I'll meet an old lady in a grocery store and she'll just give me her tax write-off just because I'm cool. And that has nothing to do with my job. But if you're in tune with yourself and in tune with you not being an asshole, you can go far.
Yeah.
What about you? What about you know, I believe what year did you come to LA?
2007.
Damn.
And were you already like heavy in the game, or were you like, you know what, to be where I need to be, I need to make that move?
Well, I was working out of Atlanta. I thought I was heavy in the game. You know, I had a couple songs with the Player Circle and Gorilla Zoe, and like one with Ludacris and Run Around with Jeezy. So I was doing like a lot of the music down there, and I thought I was on. And then I met Rodney Jerkins, and he brought me out to LA, and I did a lot of work with him and had my first hit with Black Eyed Peas, Just Can't Get Enough.
Damn, I didn't know you did that.
Me neither.
What the fuck, Tommy?
Crazy.
Sorry, bro.
That's real though.
Yeah, but I think with a lot of that I learned with him is about like leadership, right? I learned the things that I wanted to do and the things that I didn't want to do, the things that made people happy and things that didn't. And I think a lot of times, like, you just kind of have to step into the leadership role. I don't think it's something that you can go and read a book about it and then you just on it. I think you grow into it and the way you move and the decisions you make to really make yourself be a leader. Because you can call yourself a leader, but it's better when other people call you that.
Yeah, I think you bring up a great point, because I think right now we're in a place where certain terms are thrown around too often. GOAT,
Legend,
this, that, young, you know what I mean? And you're like, yo, like, hold on a second. I'm from a space where, you know, legend belongs to Quincy Jones, and legend belongs to like the Beatles, and legend belongs to like Jay-Z, and legend belongs to, you know, iconic things, and not iconic because of Instagram or social media, but because when these people, you know, like, let's say Sade hasn't, I don't know, toured in probably like 10 years, 12 years, but the next time that she drops a record and comes on, like, it's sold out, we done within minutes. So like I say that to say, like, the development of things is so important, as opposed to the marketing of things. Marketing and the development part are totally different. And I think people like they miss that. I think that they miss like, because again, it's like you said, it's one of those laws where you can't yourself.
Yeah.
Like people have to put that on you. People got to say it's like sports this week, right? People got to say, "Yo, he's legendary. He's one of the greatest." For you to say it is like, it's kind of vain, and it actually dilutes the importance of what you are, and you may well be on your way, right? So, also just talking about again leadership. I've watched you in the studio. I like, and it's not a thing. Tommy's not one of those guys. Like, he just comes in the room and like catches the vibe, talks to you, and then the next thing you know,
Number one.
yeah, he's got another number one. But he created an energy and an environment that was conducive to that happening. That's what I think leaders do. I think that real leaders create an environment for everyone around them to touch on their strength, whatever their strengths are. The leader helps them identify that and then pulls them to that. And with them pulling in everybody, we get the desired outcome.
Yeah.
You do that as well. Like, what's your process like in the room? Because also you're very collaborative. You and Tommy have worked together. Y'all, I'm seeing it, which is great. A lot of bigger A-list producers work together now. How does that happen? Because there's got to be a lessening of ego for people to come in the room like that.
It's a mutual respect.
Yeah.
Let's be
Okay.
clear. We are all some bad motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Only because we practiced.
Yep. Master.
And we put in the time and we care about detail to the highest level. So when I work with Tommy, it's just there is no ego because he could do the same shit I could do. Or not even better. Everybody has their own like superpowers, and us being leaders, we understand what our superpowers is. You know what I mean? So, and that's just how it works for me.
Yeah, same. I mean, like when you go and you look at somebody like Dennis Rodman and you see that he may have had 1 or 2 points here and there, but 15 rebounds, 18 rebounds, you got to know how to play the position. Like if I'm in the room and I'm like, man, Rant, first of all, if you see either of us in the same room, just know you in a place where you should be at. So anybody anywhere else is not where they're supposed to be.
Not where it's supposed to be.
No. So it's like at the end of the day, like even when we were working on records, it's like, man, if this just was a live bass, or he's like, I got this guitarist that's sick and we got this and we could build even if it's in the smallest way. I think that's so important. And when people see us supporting each other and doing things, I got their stickers on my laptop and all type of stuff. And I know whenever I'm not there, Rance is definitely showing love. So I think us working together, even when we're apart, and even just bigging up each other's brand is very important. And I think that helps for the growth of what the culture is. And the culture is just not urban music. It's pop culture. It's everything.
It's everything.
Yeah, it's everything.
Yeah.
We
It's
drive it.
everything. We play in all sandboxes.
Yeah, but speaking on that though, like how important, both of you guys have, I'm not even gonna say evolved because that's not the word because you're craftsmen of your work, but to be able to produce something for Jay or Snoop or, like you said, Player Circle, something like that, but then also a huge mega hits that are quote unquote like pop, like the evolution and practice and those kind of steps. Like I feel like hearing from you guys how important that is, the growth of it, because we've all seen people that, whether it's athletes or musicians, they're really dope, but they don't put in the work to sustain and to grow to that next like chapter, that next leap. Like what keeps that motor running for you guys? Are you like keep pushing yourself and pushing yourself to learn all these new things?
I think one of like in music, there's like grades, you learn your scales, you learn certain things. I think one of the last levels of just learning the basic things in music, where I think that people like Tommy and our other friends has figured out, is understanding human behavior, the art of human behavior. And we can listen to a song and not move. But if you play one of Tommy's songs, that first line, you're going to look up, it can go create a conversation. I'm going to move my neck just because we understand that a human gets bored every 8 bars. So it's a marriage between the vocals and shit like that. So like by him understanding human behavior and understanding that in one song you should have 10 conversations, so everything should be intentional. We know this, so that's why it's not so many words all the time, and that's why it's about, you know, the whole Peter Drucker said the um the whole point of a business is to create and keep a customer. So if it's too many words, how can I fucking remember the song?
Yeah.
So having people like Tommy around, we're like the human behavior police.
Yeah, 100%.
So no, that's not it. Too many words. Take that out. Do this because he's thinking about, can humans understand this, love it, and remember it in 3 minutes?
Man, I look at words like stay, pray, thank you, next. All of these things, even when you go into the saying, like we talk about 7 rings, even that, all of those words are all over the world. Like I like the words that every language understands, so we can go and be universal. I don't want to pigeonhole us to like a slang word and it's a bop for us. We play it in the car, man. I want the world to sing along. So when we going in there and keeping it minimum and keeping it so a French man could sing it, a kid in India can sing it, let's have the world sing these songs. Even sometimes melodies do that for people. Melodies, they can sing along with the melody mentally. Like it's like all TikTok is whistling. TikTok is like whistling. That's what all of those dances and everything is.
Do you feel though? Is there where's the balance though, or is there a balance? Because while we want that massive global success, right? At what cost? At what cost? Like, because I feel like our conversation, the culture's conversation, gets a little bit diluted. The narrative changes, and it goes places where it's like, okay, we're growing, but we're also, there's a lot of moments where I'm like, ugh, like I'm not comfortable with that. Where's the balance?
I think disruptive innovation is old and new. And that's where everybody gets it fucked up. It's like the reason why we're winning right now, we're like the old new niggas. We've been in the game so long,
Yeah.
but we're also innovative enough to understand that we're paying attention to what's happening in the future. It's like either you're the weather changer or weather reporter. You know what I mean? So that's what innovation is. And if we can mix the both, we'll make both parties happy. We'll make the old people happy and the new people happy. But it's our job to make it clever. You know what I mean?
Dope.
100%. Because I feel like people don't realize how much the past affects the present. So like even when they were making like chariots, the width of the wheels are the same width as the train tracks, which makes it the same width as the spaceships that are going into outer space because they transported that on the train tracks. So people don't even realize how the past affects the present now. And when you understand that and you could dig to the past to bring it back to the present, it's all the same thing. It's just a new way to use 12 notes.
Sheesh.
I'm gonna need that book.
Right?
I'm gonna need that book. Whatever that what is, I'm gonna need that book.
All those copies. So with the accolades and, you know, the success, and of course I think you guys, you know, more than on the entertainment side, you guys are just, you know, very inspiring humans. What do you look for in like artists, you know, that makes you be like, yeah, I actually want to work with this person, you know, like money aside, like opportunity aside, like what do you look for in other artists that, you know, makes you want to work for them?
Probably talent, your spirit, and you got to be bold as fuck. That's the only way you can cut through the mediocre shit. So
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely talent and being bold. I want to tap on like original. Yeah. Like I want to know why I'm spending my time with you instead of spending my time with my family. My mom at the crib, my little brother at the crib. I got my own family. Like, why am I spending my time here? If you don't believe in yourself like that, I can't believe in you like that.
Oh shit.
I think you might have said this when I was at the academy last time. Like, if your goals don't scare you,
Yeah, they're definitely not big enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He gonna give you them
is that what
one-liners.
pushes you?
To me, fear is an illusion. It's like some made shit in your head. So I believe I can do anything I fucking want. And you know what I mean? The hardest thing is just to believe in yourself after and during and before and after the distractions. You know, so it's all about how long do you let your distractions keep you down. You either got 5 seconds, 5 minutes, or 5 years. I'm gonna just do the 5 seconds. You know, I'm gonna be mad for 5 seconds. It's okay. You can be, it's cool. Get over that shit.
Man, he's speaking the truth because you got to think about it. You're not born with fear. You're taught fear. So when you're taught
Fear
fear,
is very much taught.
yeah, you carry it. You don't be scared. You scared of scary movies because they tell you to be scared of scary movies. You scared to do stuff because people tell you to be scared. You just got to bask in being comfortable with who you are and grow there because it's about you being a global success, not this beat I make. You got to be that person first to do that because it's coming from you. So it's only going to be a piece of what you do. We deal in something that's so special because I feel like music's one of the most powerful things in the world because you can go a day without eating food, but you're not going to go a day without hearing a song. So we're dealing in one of the most powerful things in the world. So when you doing that, you got to make sure you working on yourself when you putting that energy into what everybody else is listening to.
Working on yourself. What are some of the things, the everyday practices for Tommy Brown, for Larrance, when you get up? Like what's that look like in terms of, like, is there meditation? Is it I'm going jogging? I'm gonna read this book. I need to be quiet for a little bit. Whatever it is, like, what are the things that are helping you to sustain where you are? Because that, like, right now we're seeing in the world, right, like, people are tired, right, especially with the pandemic, and you're seeing it in sports and in other places where people are like, yo, I got to take time for myself, I got to take time off, which lets us know that we're out of balance. So what are the things that you're doing to keep you in balance?
One of the things, first thing I do is not lie to myself.
Mm-hmm.
Because we lie to ourselves, acting like we're working hard, doing all this shit, and we're really not. And then I'll meditate and I'll pray. Prayer and meditation is two different things to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like meditation, to me, it just means you just shut the fuck up and you be still and let God talk to you. And then whatever you want, you imagine in your head in detail. Like if I want a school, I'm gonna imagine what the carpet looks like, where the TV is, where the phone is, where the security stands. And then when you have it in your head, it's like you take a snapshot of it and you just work hard every day and the shit just happens. You know what I mean? So between meditating, praying, and just spending more time with God, even when you're around people, like that's when you really got power, like brain power, to where you can control your subconscious mind. When you know it, when you can like basically know what you're thinking about. You got two different minds. Is what you say, and then your subconscious. And if we could control our subconscious, that's where the power is. So
I mean, I think what he touched on is what it is, and for me in my day, I usually try to wake up early if I can, and I try to walk like 5 miles in the morning. But I go and I listen to my books and I try to get my studying done within those first like hour and a half, and just get myself mentally prepared because I know when I get back, the day really gonna start where you got 100 questions, 100 people, everybody's issue is their biggest issue, which then turns into your biggest issue. You got
Can you do
50.
my podcast?
Hey man, I'm on the way. Who coming? If Rand's coming, I'm there.
Yeah, we are. Come on.
So yeah, I mean, and I try to always have like a brain activity, like I work on Legos and stuff. So
you work on like Legos and stuff. I was gonna ask like what's your alone time look like when you're not working in the studio, not working on the business side of things? Like what's that downtime look like for you guys? How do you decompress?
I mean, for me, I definitely do the Legos. You know what I'm saying? And now I'm at a point in my life where I'm trying to work smarter, not harder. I don't have to go to every session. I don't have to go to everything. I want to go to the things that's right and things that's right for me and put the time and work into things that I want to build, because I don't think when artists do certain kind of songs, certain kind of music, I don't really want to be involved in that. There's certain messaging I want in the music I'm doing too. Like I'm not just strictly being like I'm doing gospel music, but I want to do music that got a better message than tearing families apart and tearing men and women apart. I'm not really for that message. So I try my hardest to kind of go and stay away from that and just go spend a lot of time alone because I think that's where the real growth comes from.
People are afraid to be alone.
So what?
The majority of people are afraid to be alone with their thoughts
Mhm.
because that means you have to confront the real issue, which is you, which is the recalibration of you. Like there's nobody else. It's just us at the end of the day. Like so you got to figure out like how do I recalibrate me? Why am I not sitting where I see myself sitting? Why am I not positioned there? And that deconstructing is very like it can be very painful. It's very sobering, but at the same time, obviously, you get on the other side of it, and you get on the other side of it with purpose. Then you get to achieve all the things that you want to achieve.
Right.
But like I think again, that's a great point. Like we gotta spend alone time. We gotta take time for ourselves. And even in the relationships that we find ourselves in, whether it's like a significant other, your children, your family, your parents, whoever, because there's so many, everybody's sort of, and it's not intentional. There's no malice, but everybody's like, I need this from you. I need this from you. And I need this from you. And at that moment, like you said, their thing is the most important thing in the world to them, right? But you have to create sort of, hey, I understand, but I need me too.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, like without you being whole and clear on what it is that you're trying to align with, none of this other shit happens.
Yeah.
You don't have the 1500 Sound Academy with that. You don't have fucking 100 plaques sitting on your wall. You know what I mean? You don't have the opportunity to take care of a lot of people and inspire a lot of people if you don't first inspire yourself.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So again, the quiet conversations and what are those like? The other thing I wanted to ask was, I know for you, I witnessed it firsthand. Um, you were, you were like, you're a guy that like you like to work. Like you were in the studio, blah, blah, blah. You had a couple of houses with production rooms in it and a bunch of people running around and da da da. And I've seen recently, like I've seen you kind of like shrink it, or maybe not shrink it, but like just sort of recalibrate it so it's more it's more it speaks to to you more like, hey, I'm gonna have my own house, not staying in a house with artists anymore because I need my own space, and that way I can come and bring you the best of me because we've had the opportunity to step back from each other.
Yeah,
Is that what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think that's important. I mean, I think as the business grows and the team grows, I think it's definitely important to take time for yourself because you never know you're living in chaos until you're no longer living in it. So when you living in these places and you got 10 people, 15, 20 people in and out all day and you doing all this music and you're not taking time for yourself. And I talked to a life coach one time, Catherine Frazier. She's also a big publicist.
Yo, Catherine Frazier. Shout out to Catherine at Biz3, everybody's life coach.
Exactly.
Seriously.
And she was like, just do one session. I went and she said, do you live in the house? First question, do you live in the house that you create in? I said, yeah. She said, all right, buy a house. All right, I'm going to talk to you later. And I went and bought a house, and man, my life has significantly changed. So, I mean, I do that and I always tell people, man, you buy watches, chains, cars, man, get a therapist, man. I've been talking to a therapist for probably like 3 years. I remember I used to drink a lot and do different things. And now I've been like sober almost like 2.5 years. And just really, really, it helps you mentally. And I think it kind of grounds you. So I would always tell people, go get a therapist. I think that's super important.
Yeah, I just started therapy in the last month. Had a lot of things happening at home. Things that, listen, life is going to always deal you a fucking hand.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? That hand sometimes is not going to be the hand you want. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it deals you a hand, and then you look at the cards you got, and then you're like, okay, I got to get to a better hand. And I think the first thing, again, it starts with is like, figuring you out. So in figuring yourself out and coming to health, aligning yourself with your best health, yo, get a therapist, take walks, but talk to people. Like that's the other thing in this industry. I think in all our industries,
Professionals.
yeah. But look, yeah, but in this industry, I think that the other thing is the reason that therapy is so important is because a lot of times we find ourselves constricted. Like we find ourselves in this box that we put our own selves in. We like, I can't talk to them because if I talk to them and I'm Larrance Dopson and I'm Tommy Brown and I'm not supposed to have these issues, what the fuck you mean? Like that's not a real thing. You have issues because life deals you issues. Just because you sell a lot of records or you have an 80,000 square foot facility does not keep problems from entering into your life.
100%.
So how, like, what are you doing to address those things? You personally, Larrance, like, what are you doing to, like, again, to just stay in your sweet spot, to stay whatever? Like, how do you deal with these things on a daily?
Some people pray and meditate in the mornings. I try to do that shit all day. Even when in between meetings, I have a driver just so I can meditate. Literally. Because that's so important. That's
Are
the
you
balance.
meditating right now?
I did when you were talking like 2 minutes ago. I was thanking God and I was manifesting an amusement park. And it's gonna be tight. But yeah, man, that's just it's really just about staying grounded and just having a purpose and believing in, you know, I personally believe in God. So I know that I can do anything, you know, and if you God can take it away as fast as he can give it to you.
Yeah.
So as long as you know that, and I experienced that a couple of times. So that'll keep you humble.
Yo, I remember, so just so everybody knows, I've known Rance since he was in a crazy deal that people know about, the jeweler guy.
Terrible.
No, I'm just saying, to like now, yo, me and Rance just like, we were at, where we at? So Serving Spoon.
Service spoon, yeah.
We're at the Serving Spoon. If y'all don't know, it's probably because you ain't from LA or you just don't know no better. With the Serving Spoon is where you need to spend some of your mornings when you don't give a fuck about calories and intermittent fasting. And have you some salmon croquettes and rice and grits and whatever else. The shit's fire. But me and my dog was over there, and it's been about 10 years, maybe 8. He said to me, yo, I'm developing this school with the curriculum. And I was like, word? He was like, nah, for real, I'm telling you. So what has been 3 weeks ago, they celebrated 1,500 or nothing day, his academy.
Big.
Yeah.
And to see a 60 to 80,000 square foot facility and to have Snoop come out and perform like he's not Snoop. The dude that's performing at the halftime show on Super Bowl is performing because he's your friend and y'all are aligned in spirit. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do this for y'all. Like, you talk about like walking, like manifesting the destiny. Like this dude has never fallen out of alignment, and that's why he's there. And I think that's the common thread with people that are genuinely successful, because we have success and then we have these other versions of success. And the other versions of success are people that are thoroughly disciplined. And I think that's both of y'all. You're disciplined. Like, again, look at what you said. 2.5 years ago, you decided to stop drinking. You decided to get on with your health. You decided to like, yo, I'm going to go get me a life coach. And whatever, because I need to sustain this. I don't want to just be here for just a second. I want to have that long career. You did the things that will lead to that.
It's like setting audacious goals for yourself.
Yeah.
And following them through. And I think I admire people and I marvel at people, you know, and it doesn't matter what point they are in their life, but people who can, one, stay the course, but also through especially success, continue to push themselves for more, because it'd be so easy for you guys to be complacent because the amount of success and accolades and things that you've accomplished, you know. So, you know, you talk about like faith and belief and staying in it, but what is it, and maybe what point in life did it really click to you that keeps you pushing? Because again, the Grammys, millions of records sold, the academies, like all these things that the normal person would be like, yo, I'm about to kick back, relax. But what is it that keeps you pushing? Is it, is it family? Is it, community? Is it like, do you feel like an onus to other people that, you haven't reached that pinnacle yet?
I mean, to me, it's a marathon. You never stop. It's like you got. If I get a goal, I want a new goal. If I get a chain, I want a new chain. If I help somebody get rich, I'm gonna want to help more people get rich. So it just never stops to me.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's the same thing. I think it's like, I remember once I was like, yeah, I want to get a single. I got a single. I want to do this. And recently I just did a whole pop album. I was like, I want to do a whole album and do that. And then now it's just like, I want to see these new artists flourish. I took a group that I had, the Malik, and we put them out. They had multiple platinum songs, top 10 success, and went on one of the biggest tours of the year. And it's just things like that. And then seeing the kid.
Hold on a second. Tommy, can I get my plaques?
Yeah, you get some plaques.
Nah, don't do me like that. Y'all passed out plaques at New Obu or somewhere in a private room. I ain't get no plaque.
Gotta get a plaque.
Can I get a plaque?
Get 2 plaques. I think it's 2.
Because I signed them. It's kind of important. Okay.
So
I
gotta get
just want to get me 2 plaques.
Why not? Need to.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I love you.
Come on, bro. Love you too. It's on. We going. But yeah, I think it's super important. Like for me, when one of the kids came and said, man, I was finally able to move my mom out of the hood.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And then you go and then you start having goals like that. Like, oh, okay, I could change his generational curses. You know what I'm saying? And you helping people change what they doing in their families' lives. And I think to me, that's what helps me keep going, because you'll encounter the people that you be like, that was some fake shit. That's funny. But see, it's you can't let that get to you, because the next person, it may not be that. So I just want to help as many people grow as I can. That's what worked for me.
Yo, I wanna take a moment. We're not stopping the show, but I want to take a moment to acknowledge the fact that you two stepping on this platform for me and Chief, what it means for us. This is an investment in us. You being here. You don't like, y'all have sold between y'all. What do we think? About 150.
Him alone. It's just
but between y'all, about maybe 150 million records.
Not even that. How many people did we help get aligned? I think that's more important, because the records gonna come and go, man. How many people's lives is you
have
changed?
you changed?
The impact.
Yes.
That's about who you break.
Because the artists, a lot of times, even that's selling these records, need help, and you need us as the musical therapist to be able to go in there and sit down and talk.
Can we talk about that? Like, I don't want to. You can say, "Yo, we can't talk about that. That's my homegirl." But I remember there was a moment with, someone that you're known to be a muse for, that she was having a tough time, and you were the one that came to New York and was sort of the whisperer and was like, "Hey, we gotta go do this right now." And out of that came maybe her biggest success to date commercially.
Yeah. I mean, I think that was important. I think we were all going through a tough time. I mean, literally the day I landed in New York, my grandma passed. You know what I'm saying? So it was kind of a tough time for everybody. So I was flying back and forth every other day to Pittsburgh, which was close to New York, to go and handle funeral, be with my mom, and then go back and be with dad. But it's about working through those things, because music is therapy. And that's where the name Champagne Therapy. We got in the studio. I bought 30 bottles of Clico and said, we gonna eat pizza every day. We ain't on no diets. We ain't doing none of that. And that's what it is. And that's where the company name came from.
And just so y'all know, that's the name of Tommy's imprint, Champagne Therapy. Yeah. This dude is the facilitator of the function, as it says on his. He really is that. But yeah, you Rance. The thing that I've noticed when I'm in the room with you in a creative setting with other artists, songwriters, producers, whatever, artists trust you. Like, they really trust you. Like, it's one thing for artists to come and be like, I need to go in the room because the label told me to come in the room and get a song for Larrance Dopson and 1500. When they come in the room for you, it's almost like a thing that happens where I see, like, when they walk in, they spirit almost come out their body, and like it just comes to you, and they're like, please help me. Like, what is it in you that you think has allowed, like, because that's kind of the thing. I see it, and I've seen it with a number of artists with you. They trust you at a very like they trust you.
You know, it just I just always care about how to make people feel good. Like anything I do, I'll ask my subconscious, would that piss them off? Would that make them happy? Just make them happy. It's that easy. It don't hurt me to make somebody else happy. And then if I do tell them something that they don't like, if I say, hey, I don't like that, most people just say they don't like that without saying why. If I'm going to say something, I'm going to say a why, and then I'm going to have a solution, an example of a case study why that was whack and why you should do that. So that's, I think when people are more honest, they can respect it. Like Tommy Brown's going to tell you the truth.
Hey,
I've heard him say something's trash in front of everybody.
He said, I'm going to provide a case study on why you're garbage. A case study.
But it's the truth. I mean, I think you sitting here with two of the most dangerous people inside of the music industry.
Absolutely.
That can be sitting at the same table.
Hands down.
Because it's more mental game. See, everybody thinks it's the flashy game. I could go get whatever. When he go get whatever, we drive nice. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, that's not what our superpower is. Other people just bask in that. Yeah, you can flash the best chain, best cars, best. But when you go and you put your brains together and you really building and helping people, and like he done stuff for me that I don't even got to speak on. You know what I'm saying? And vice versa. We done been in rooms we done spent weeks in rooms and not been able to come out with the idea that we needed to. But it don't matter because I know if I call him, he gonna answer the same. If he call me, I'm going to answer. And we're two like-minded people.
Yeah. Yo, really appreciate y'all.
Yeah.
I know Rand's got to get out of here. Okay. Again, I just want to acknowledge from the podcast, from A Sweet Life, from myself and Chief, we appreciate, like, wholeheartedly appreciate the investment that you guys made into us today. Like, this is a deposit, and we appreciate it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That's
before you bounce, just drop like where people can go check out everything you got working on. So the listeners and everybody can go, check websites or whatever.
Yeah, well, my Instagram is at Rance 1500 RANCE 1500. We got 1500 Or Nothin. Leave the G out. We got 1500 Sound Academy. If y'all want to learn how to be unemployable, go there.
Me, everything TB hits. Everything TBHITS. So any place, social media, don't follow me on TikTok. Because that's the place I don't have followers, so I had fun. But everywhere else, we on.
We on. Hey, it's A Sweet Life. Live from Fred Siegel here on Sunset. I don't even know today's date. Thursday, February the 10th. Appreciate y'all, man. Seriously, appreciate y'all. Like, that's all I can say. I appreciate it.
I appreciate y'all.
All right.
Love.
Thank y'all. Love.
Tommy. Yep.